This is the Holy Warrior SZ-1, and it's the first optic I've ever seen with an actual loading screen, but more on that in a moment. Aesthetically, it's pretty in line with modern optic designs, constructed of an all-metal CNC body with angular cuts and lines. Weight comes in at 201 grams with a size about 3/4 of an EOTech. It has a secondary lock on that locking tab, which is always nice for that little bit of extra security on a rail. 2 buttons on either side that are rubber shielded, and I'm glad to see offers a very nice clicky feedback. Powered by a single CR123 battery loaded into the side. Overall construction feels really solid with no rattles at all and is rated to IP67 waterproof standards. But of course, you probably care more about the new features, of which there are quite a few. On startup, you're greeted by the heads-up display main screen, or as they call it, the HUD. It's an OLED pixelated display that reads nice and clear. It's not high resolution, but I think it's a pretty fitting look. Now, it's not the first heads-up display optic, but other examples like the Meprolite Foresight comes in at about 4 times the price, and this one at around 210 Canadian offers a lot for the money. The bars on the left and bottom are pitch indicators with pitch and roll axes with a sliding indicator and a degree number as well. At the top are temperature, displayed in Celsius, battery level, calibrated for 3-volt CR123s, and a compass heading. Underneath the compass heading is a box highlighting compass degrees with a little indicator pointing north. Clicking the plus and minus buttons here changes brightness 8 levels in total. Clicking the power button brings you to the Rangefinder, which sadly isn't an automatic laser unit, but instead works like a classic military rangefinder, which relies on a human figure lining up with the range indicators on the left. With the plus and minus buttons, you can set the approximate height of the subject, and it will calculate the distance markers automatically. Clicking the power button again shows only the reticle, which I'm very glad to see, because as nifty as these features are, I'm sure there are times when you just want a simple reticle. It's a 3 MOA size reticle dot, by the way. Hitting the menu button, this is pretty cool to see. A digital zero adjustment, 1 click being 1 MOA of adjustment with 60 clicks in total. It gives you a reference number, so if you were to move the optic to another gun, you just need to remember the adjustment numbers. Pretty cool. Hitting the menu button again, you get a choice of 12 different reticles. A lot to choose from, and I'm sure a bit frivolous for some, but I think having extra options isn't a bad thing, and of course there's just the plain Jane dot as well. My pick is this one with a little drop indicator. Simply cycle to the next page to save. On the last page is the live voltage of your battery. Hitting the menu button again will cycle through those pages endlessly, so just hit the power button to go back to the main screen. Holding the power button on any page boots the unit down. It has a power saving mode and will turn off automatically after 5 minutes of no movement, and will automatically turn back on when it detects any movement. Battery life is rated at 200 hours, and no doubt the sensors eat up a significant amount of power. It remembers settings like your reticle choice and zero, but will always boot up in the default HUD screen with all the info. As for reliability, we tested the SZ-1 on multiple different gas guns, and zero seems to hold perfectly. Holy Warrior claims it can handle firearm recoil as well, which would be impressive for this price point, but we have not tested that claim. Overall, I think the SZ-1 is a very fun optic to play around with and gives that futuristic experience I'm sure many people will get a kick out of. Realistically though, I'm sure many people will prefer the reliability of a simple, rugged red dot, but for airsoft, where it's far from life and death, features like pitch sensors can make sure hop-up is aligned straight vertical for zeroing, and digital zero definitely offers that convenience factor. Is it the future of optics? Let us know what you think in the comments. Maybe it's a sign of things to come, but for now it definitely has that novelty aspect, and definitely come by the store if you want to see one for yourself. As always, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy clicking subscribe buttons, and I'll catch you on the next one.